Hi, hello, and welcome to Little Dead Aliens. My name is Ben, and I am your host. This is the show where we watch X-Files episodes and then give horror movie recommendations based on those episodes. With me today is David Arnold. Hello, David. Welcome.
Hello, Ben. It's so great to finally be here. I feel like I've been dodging you for so long. I feel like you're a creepy shadowed man in my apartment when all I'm trying to do is take a shower and live my like perfect little life. And now you finally caught up to me. Here I am.
Yes, that's a compliment that I'm going to take as a compliment. Yes, I'm glad that we finally got to do this. I know you were traveling a lot and stuff, so
Yeah.
and you, like all of the other Fear Code, I told Tyler was my first Fear Coded guest, and he and you and Marilee all picked episodes that come really late in the season. So I was really excited to have you guys on because you guys are the horror folks of Glitterjaw. But it all I was like, I'm just gonna let you pick which one you want, and
Mhm.
you all were like, "Let's do the last ones." So, finally getting
Good.
you guys all on, so I'm excited.
Yeah. I we are all horror people, and I need to sort of accept the moniker, but I'll always offer that I was never supposed to be on this podcast. I was just supposed to help Marilee and Tyler get started, and then they never let me leave. I'm trapped here against my will, Ben. You have to
Nice.
help me.
I won't help you because I want you to stay on the show.
Yeah, it's actually been a lot of
Um,
fun. I had really had no experience with horror prior to being invited to co-host this podcast with Marilee and Tyler, and I've had a lot of fun getting to know things. We're coming up on our 100th episode at the end of the year. Just been exposed to so much, but prior to the podcast, I had seen like Saw, and that was it because I love gore. I just love gore. And so it's been cool to like go back to some historical things, to explore some things that I probably never would have put ever in a DVD player. I can't imagine a force on earth that would make me watch Terrifier 2, and yet this podcast did. And so, yay.
awesome. Okay, that's really interesting. I did not know that, and I was about to ask, your sort of relationship and history with horror. Mine is a little similar because I didn't get really into horror until probably my late 20s,
Okay.
and then at that point had to like do a lot of like backtracking to watch the classics.
Mhm, mhm.
So stuff like The Exorcist that scared the shit out of people when they were kids, I didn't watch until I was
Right.
like very engrossed in horror, and I was like, meh. So, um,
That's so funny. You're not wrong, but I will say I did come into the podcast with like having seen Poltergeist because, Spielberg. That's the thing is like I talk this game that I never saw any horror. I'm just a big scaredy cat. I don't love it. I don't immediately go to it. And the podcast has gotten me to appreciate and explore it a little bit more.
that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been having
Yeah,
fun. I've been having
good.
fun. There's definitely some stinkers that are out there, Ben. And
Ri
sometimes they're stinkers that are, like, fun to, like, hate on, and sometimes they're just really, really, really terrible.
yes, yes. There are a lot of really bad horror
Yeah,
movies,
yeah.
but most of them are fun to watch anyway.
So for sure, in the most part.
Yeah. So, tell me about your history with the X-Files.
Oh, yeah, no, I was a huge X-Files fan. It's interesting because, like, we've obviously covered X-Files on Fear Coded. I know Tyler talked about this on Under the Sea. I I think it's like it always to me just felt like a dad show because my dad watched it. He was really into it. I'm sure he was attracted to Gillian Anderson. Like he had eyes. And so I think like that's how it was exposed to me. But in my mind, like it's like Sliders goes right into X Files. They're like the same, even though I know they were at the same time block. Like it's that like dad coded sci-fi experience to me. And then in college, I didn't go home one Thanksgiving, and FX just had an X-Files marathon on all Thanksgiving long, and I watched so many that I was like, "Well, I need to now, like, get all of these," and shortly thereafter, they started coming out with the full season sets on DVDs, and I picked them up to a certain point, and then Netflix started to mail you TV DVDs, and I was like, "Well, great, this is how I'll finish the series." And I made it so far, and then I just life got in the way. I probably started my internship at the hospital, and I just never finished, some of the newer seasons. So it wasn't until streaming that I finally got to see the entire run of the X-Files. I have never still to this day, they are available to me. I could do it right. I could leave this call and immediately go do this. I have never seen the reboot,
Mhm.
plural, but I think I would enjoy them. I mean, Derek has warned me that like it's a mixed experience, but I think I
Yeah.
would enjoy them a lot.
Yeah, they're fun. I
Ye-
mean, yeah, it's very mixed. There's some great stuff and there's some stuff that's the same with horror of it's like it's so bad it's good, kind of
Right.
just fun to watch. But
Well,
yeah.
it's still the X Files. Like, come on, how bad can it be?
Yeah.
I did
The
see the film, opening weekend, with friends, and the Fight the Future, the first film. The second film, that was a DVD rental. Um, the first film, though, we went to the theater, loved it. It was like the peak of, like, if you liked The X-Files, it was cool to like The X-Files. It was I mean, maybe it wasn't cool to watch The X-Files, but it was something that you could do with a group of friends, and it was okay.
nice. I remember seeing the second film in theaters, and I don't know why, because I wasn't, like, into X-Files at the time it came out, but we went to see it, and but not the first one, so,
Hmm.
yeah,
Well, the first one has bees, and the second one
that's
has a
true.
somewhat problematic queer antagonist.
Yeah,
So,
um,
there's both,
yeah,
you know?
the first one's good.
First one's
The
good.
second the second one, yeah, it's just like a serial killer movie, kind of.
Yeah. I think the other thing that always keeps the first movie in my mind is it's one of the first, like, behind the scenes things that I had access to. So I don't know if I got, like, a 2 tape VHS or maybe it was a DVD purchase and there was just special features on the DVD, and I watched the fuck out of those special features, and I love that. Now, like, obviously, I talk about media on podcasts as a hobby, and I love behind the scenes stuff like that.
Nice. I my favorite thing about the first movie is at the end when the spaceship is, like, taking off and Scully's, like, basically dead, and Mulder is like, "Hey, hey, you gotta see this." It's like, "Dude, chill, just chill
That's all he
for,
can
like,
do. It's
10
all he can
seconds."
do, Ben. Mulder
It
has
is.
one setting, and that's to believe.
It's true. Okay, so awesome. I like to ask a get to know you question as well, and I asked Tyler this, and I will ask Marilee this as well so she can prepare. Of the movies you have covered on Fear Coded,
Mm.
what would you most like to watch with Mulder and Scully?
I was a little surprised just because of the episode name. Now, I know it's not the actual ship episode, but I was a little surprised Tyler didn't pick Ghost Ship when he was on, just because I think that would have been a good watch. But I will pick The Nun. Now, listen, I was a little bit more into The Nun than Marilee and Tyler were. That is a low bar. It was not a good film.
Mm.
But I think it would be fun to watch with Mulder and Scully. I think that Mulder would appreciate my commentary, and Scully would roll her eyes at both the film and Mulder and I. And there is no greater compliment than an eye roll from Dr. Dana Scully.
Yes. I have not seen The Nun.
Ah,
It makes sense to me that someone who is quote unquote not a horror fan would enjoy it more than a horror fan would. Um, I'm I will watch it eventually, probably at some point, but I imagine Scully, like, yelling at the TV about the wrong Catholicness
well, then
or
what I really need to do then is put on The Nun too for Scully, because that's when they're like playing fast and loose with Catholicism.
nice. Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
double
Scully would
feature.
be pissed at The Nun 2, although I think The Nun 2 is the better film and the better horror film. It is scarier.
I've heard that a lot, that the second one is better. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not big into that universe.
You know
Um,
what? That's the thing is this podcast has made me do it. I've seen all of these fucking things and I haven't covered a single one for the podcast. Oh, well, we
I'm
covered The Nun,
sorry.
but we haven't covered anything else. No Conjurings. We haven't whatever else is in that universe. We've just never done it, which is fine. But
Yeah,
uh The Nun. We covered it for Excommunicate April, one of my favorite theme months. We just did religious horror all month long. It was a blast.
nice. Yeah, I think they would enjoy that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
What's not to like?
There's a
Are
French
there
guy
some
with a shotgun. Everyone has a good
Oh,
time.
okay, cool. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it eventually. We'll see. Okay, so as far as this episode, we're talking about I didn't even say this up front. We're talking about Lazarus. And what happens in this episode is there's a duo of bank robbers, a man and a woman, and they're a couple. The FBI has been tipped off about their next robbery. So Scully and her ex partner, ex lover for sure. I
Yeah.
don't, they worked together, but I guess they weren't partners. It doesn't matter. They are in the bank waiting for this guy. He comes in, they shoot him, and he shoots the other FBI agent. I don't remember his name.
Was it Jack? Jack, I think maybe?
Yeah, let's call him Jack.
Jack.
So, um, Jack and the bank robber, whose name I also don't remember, um, y they are taken to the hospital. They've both been shot. The bank robber, they're just sort of ignoring, and he's, like, dead. And the other dude, Scully, is there, and she's, like, insisting that they continue to use the panels to bring him back.
Mm,
And he eventually comes back, and we discover through the episode that the bank robber had a tattoo, and we see the tattoo on Jack. And we
mm,
discover that the bank robber has possessed Jack's body and is now trying to find his girlfriend who has also running from the cops. So during this whole thing, Mulder is sort of also investigating, trying to figure out what's going on. And he is insistent, sort of just from the jump, that like the bank robber has possessed Jack and Jack isn't
mhm.
Jack. So Scully is like, that's insane. Can we come up with some other theories, please? And Mulder is like, no, we
What a
can't.
shocking thing for Scully to say.
Right. So eventually, Jack and Scully find the girlfriend, and then he, ties Scully up because he wants to be with his girlfriend. And then they have captured Scully. Scully is trying to convince him that he is Jack and not this bank robber. The girlfriend is like over it, and we learn that she is the one who tipped off the FBI because she wants to get rid of Jack or the bank robber.
Mhm,
Jack is like not doing great, and Scully's like, "Well, this body you're in is diabetic, so you need insulin." But the girlfriend smashes the insulin because she wants him to die. So Scully is tied up in a corner to a radiator, trying to convince Jack that he is who he is. They had a past relationship, and Mulder is leading the FBI to find Scully, basically, because that's what he does.
mhm.
And so they do eventually find Scully. Jack has died, and at one point, Scully recognizes and realizes that Jack has been possessed by this other person. And that is what happens in the episode.
Yeah. It's wild because season 1 has so many, especially the late half of season 1, has so many plot lines that are a little bit similar to each other, of
Mhm.
these, like, semi-psychic things. Scully's in a lot of peril in season 1, and I
Yeah.
know that's a way to, like, up the stakes, but it's not. Scully is competent, and I don't know why she keeps getting kidnapped since season 1.
She's kidnapped so often. Like, as I was watching through X Files, I have a good friend that I play video games with who is a big X Files fan, shout out
Mm.
Ken. And we talk about so often, like, all the shit that happens to Scully, like, it's ridiculous. Every season, it's just like thing after thing. She's like, her dad dies, and then she's kidnapped like a million times. She then is abducted like later. Everything, it's just really bad. And Mulder is just like, he gets shot once.
Yeah, shoot Mulder some more.
Right.
Just take a shot at this guy.
Give Scully a break. Um, So, yes, that's what happens in this episode. And one of the I was trying to think about themes for this episode. The only
Mhm,
real theme that stood out to me is like the idea of the power of friendship, which sounds cheesy, but like this idea of like you can fight this. And
mhm.
like in my head, and I keep saying this every episode, I feel like, where I'm like, I have these ideas in my head that relate to an episode. And it's like in my brain, there are all these examples of this thing of like I can see so many examples of like people being like, just fight it. This isn't you. But
Right.
then I go to research it and I'm like, I can't find any.
Yeah,
So
I don't know that it's ever the theme of a horror movie, except I mean, I know that there's one that you've written down and I would love to talk about, but I do think that, like, it exists in a lot of other media types outside of horror, like, anime does this friendship thing all the time. We
mm,
love friends coming together to save you. We love somebody sort of overcoming the evil inside of them by, like, releasing it, but it's maybe a moment in a horror movie and not as much the full film. This I mean, I think you've picked a good theme, I just think it's a hard one to, like, figure out.
yeah. Yeah. Once I realized that, I was like, there's nowhere to really go with this. I don't really have any
Yeah,
recommendations. I can't, but if listeners think of any, let us know.
yeah.
Um, I did think about My Best Friend's Exorcism, which I know you guys covered recently. I
Yep.
have read the book. I don't know if you saw the film.
I I chose to watch the film for the good of the podcast, and, it was a hard watch after reading the book because there are things that are difficult to communicate in a film medium that are easier to communicate in a novel. That's true for every novel that's ever been and ever will be. And also, there were some choices made in the film that I think hurt the thesis of My Best Friend's Exorcism and made it a little bit more Ready Player One that it was about sort of these two young women who had formed this bond where friendship and their love for each other did conquer all. And in the end, it was kind of like, weren't the 80s cool? Like I don't need any more media telling me that the 80s were cool.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with all of that. The book is really great, and the movie is okay, and it does what it does, and is fun to watch, but it's not a great adaptation because, like, I just remember it's been a while since I read the book, but I remember sobbing at the end of the pages, being just like, "Oh my gosh,
Same.
they're best friends."
Yeah.
Um, Also, the himbo power guy who helps them is not a
Was
beefy
not
himbo
Thank
in
you.
the movie, and that upset me quite
Terrible
a
casting.
yeah,
Terrible casting for Christian. He should have been I mean, he's described in the book as being so large she can't see around him. And then who shows up is kind of like Billy from Stranger Things, which is fine. I'm not mad at seeing Billy from Stranger Things, but like that's not who Christian, the giant bodybuilder who like lifts up a giant cross for Christ, is supposed to be.
yeah, we can see around him.
Yeah, I can see through him, honestly.
Yeah, I as someone who grew up very Christian, we would see the power team. I don't know if you know what this is, but
I am
the
familiar with it. I also grew up in a rural area, so I've been exposed to the power team.
okay, so yeah, the reference of that compared to what we get in the movie is like, do you never watched the power team. You didn't see
Yeah,
these guys rip,
yeah.
like, phone books apart. Anyways, so My Best Friend's Exorcism, I think, is a sort of a decent look into this, and I think that I guess the issue with horror is most of these possessions and even looking for horror where which we'll get to, people are possessed by other dead people,
Mhm.
um, is harder to find than, like, it's a demon. So,
Mm, mhm, mhm, mhm.
that's kind of,
Yeah, that's a good point because I was kind of thinking of, what was the one where they all held the hand and then they got possessed by the demon?
"Oh,
Um,
right, talk to me."
Talk to Me, which, again, why am I watching these things? That's not even podcast homework. Just looked good, and it was scary. And,
Yeah,
then I was like, well, they weren't possessed by a person, they're possessed by, like, some sort of evil spirit, right? They're like I guess they're kinda ghosts, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be, like, the spirits of people who have passed. They're just really bad people.
they're just mad. They're mad
Yeah,
that they're dead. Shocking.
yeah.
Where are the ghosts that are happy that they're dead? Where's Casper in this shit?
Yeah, he's not hanging out, with the talk to me kids. Um So I guess we could just talk about sort of the next big thing, which is in this episode, a consciousness of one person who has died is taking over the body of another.
Mhm.
So I did for this read, I'm holding it up now. It's this book Switch by R.L. Stein. I don't know if you were a Fear Street girly.
Nope, it's on
Um,
the list, though.
um, And I have been wanting to reread this for a while now. A couple years ago, I think I went on this nostalgic binge and bought a bunch of Fear Street books from like eBay and stuff. And this one terrified me as a teenager, and I was a little worried to read it again.
Really?
Because I remember it just really terrifying me, and it's not scary at all. But basically in this book, this girl takes her best friend to this thing called the changing wall, and it's, like, very teenage angsty, like, they have the worst lives ever, so they wanna switch bodies. So
Mhm,
they
mhm.
go to the Fear Street Woods, and they climb up on this wall, they hold hands and jump off, and once they hit the other side, they switch bodies.
Oh.
Um, and so the main girl, her name is Nicole, she goes to her friend's house because she is now her friend in her friend's body, Lucy, and she finds her friend's parents murdered, like brutally murdered. And her best friend has tricked her into trading places so she could get away with killing her parents. And then it just sort of unravels from there. But she's trying to get her body back, and she's running from police and everybody because they all think she's a killer.
Yeah, I
Um,
do. I mean, in general, I love a body swap. I really
yeah,
do. I think they're fun. I think they're fun TV. I don't know that we've talked about a well, we did. Yeah, that's right. We did a True Calling episode about body swap um for gimmicks, and that was a blast. And like I just love a body swap. I think it's a fun storytelling mechanic. I don't know that I'm as familiar with it with horror though, so maybe I will check out this switched book for Fear Street.
yeah. Um, it's. I mean, I read it in one sitting. It's not. It's
Sure.
a kid book, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's interesting, and there are twists and turns and like whatever. But I also like a body swap. I think it's a lot of fun. We see it more often in comedy, so like
Mm.
Ricky Bobby or something big or something like that. Um, have the first thing that came to mind, and this always comes up, it feels like in every episode this season, is Chucky because
Hmm.
the dead serial killer has possessed the doll.
That's true.
Um, so I think we kind of forget that about Chucky most of the time, that like he's a serial killer that's died.
Yeah, I it's funny because I do obviously know he's a serial killer. I just think about him as Brad Dourif. Just
Yeah,
I feel bad about that, but it's just Brad Dourif.
yeah, because he's awesome.
Yeah, he like shows up to whisper to Theoden, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's that serial killer who was in
Right.
Chucky,
The Chucky guy.
the Chucky guy."
Um,
Poor
it-
poor Brad Dourif, an excellent
yeah,
actor.
right. Yeah, he was in the episode that Tyler and I discussed, and he's, like, amazing in it. But, yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna be the Chucky guy forever. Poor dude. I think he loves that, though. Like, I think he's big in, like,
Oh.
horror world and, like, going to cons and stuff and, like, loves being Chucky, so,
Well, and I genuinely hope between that and the Peter Jackson money that this guy's got a couple houses and he's like set for life.
yeah, I would assume so.
Just say yes to Chucky and weird TV things, which he's always good in.
Mhm. Yeah. Um There's also Freaky from 2020. This is a Christopher Landon movie, and he's done a few, like, sort of high concept horror comedy. He did Happy Death Day and Happy Death
Mm.
Day 2. I don't know if you saw those. But in Freaky, Vince Vaughn is a serial killer, and he switches bodies with a teenage girl.
Oh, okay.
So the now the teenage girl is trying to murder people, and it turns into, like, a slasher of, like, her high
Oh,
school, and Vince Vaughn is acting like a teenage girl and trying to get his body back. It's a lot of fun.
yeah. God, 2020, we liked to take some like broy dudes and make them play female characters.
Yeah.
Because this is also giving me like what was it? Jumanji, the new Jumanji with Jack Black, was playing a female character. They were all body swapped. Well, not a horror. I mean, it was horrible how much Disney invested into those films.
I never saw that, so I didn't know
Ah,
that it happened in that movie.
a Jonas Brothers in it. So
Okay.
lock in, Ben.
Yeah, I gotta put that at the top of my list to watch. Um, One that I watched recently, for another Psychic episode was is called Hideaway from
Mm.
1995. This has Jeff Goldblum in it, and then this one, they don't body swatch as much as he does die. He's dead for 2 hours, and then Albert Molina brings him back, and after he brings him back, he's now psychically linked with a serial killer. So,
Mhm. That's kinda
um,
cool.
yeah, there are CGI angels and demons at the end.
Oh. Well, it was 1995.
Yeah, and Alicia Silverstone. Yeah, so that one's fun. And this one I watched for this episode, from 2019 is called The Prodigy. I think
Mm.
is probably the best watch along for this one because it's very similar. It is about a serial killer who his last victim escapes and alerts the police. They go to his house and the police kill him
Oh
at the same moment that a baby is being born
my
and
god.
he possesses the baby. So as I'm watching it, I'm like, this is really dumb. But then halfway through, it gets really creepy. And then it has a really sort of fucked up, dark ending. It was actually really good and I enjoyed it. But there are moments in the movie because his parents are like freaking out because he keeps doing like creepy serial killer shit.
Well,
And
yeah,
he's
that would
like,
concern me. So it's got a little
"Y-
bit of, like, Omen shit to it.
yeah,
Like a scary children are scary.
yeah, for sure. And he's very creepy, but then he'll go back, like, because the dude is, like, possessing the kid, but only sometimes, so he'll be like, "I don't remember what happened. Why did I, beat this kid to death with a wrench?" He kills his dog, which is pretty upsetting.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
yeah. Um, but there's a really creepy scene where the mom because there's a dude who's like an expert because she obviously takes the kid to like a psychiatrist to like figure out what's going on with him. And there's a dude who is an expert at past lives who is like, this is what's going on. And she's possessed by someone else.
Hmm.
Um, and she doesn't believe this, of course. And then at one point, she goes into his room and he's like, got his back turned and he's like humming and being creepy and he like turns and like for an instant you see the dude's face
Oh,
on
shit.
the kid
No, I
and
don't
it's
like
like
that.
really creepy. Yeah, that's good.
Uh, I added this to my watch list on Letterboxd. This is an excellent movie poster. The Prodigy 2019. This is a great movie poster
Yeah,
because this child looks terrifying just as a child.
yeah, he's creepy.
Yeah, kids are creepy.
It's true. And this one's like extra creepy.
Yeah.
If you're into creepy kids, I'm sure this movie will come up again because creepy kids come up in X Files. But yeah, I think of everything we're talking about, this is kind of the best and closest to what happens
Yeah.
in this X Files episode. 'Cause it's literally a dead serial killer, like, takes over the body, in this case of a baby, so, did you see Silent Night, Deadly Night from last year?
I have not.
The remake? Okay, I don't think it's giving too much away, but basically, we learn that the main protagonist guy is killing people because they are bad, and there's like a he's kind
Oh,
of yeah, he's kinda possessed by this past serial killer who,
mm.
like, sees bad people and, like, recognizes them and is like, "Hey, you gotta kill this guy." So it's not quite the same thing, but similar.
It's giving
Yes. I never watched the show, but yes.
yeah, he's a serial killer who kills bad guys.
Right. Um, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. There's also Prom Night 2, which I bring up, I feel like every episode, because in this one, a teenage girl is possessed by the ghost of a dead teenage girl and just wreaks havoc and kills people. I don't know. Have you seen this one?
I haven't, but you know that you brought up Prom Night 2 when you came on Fear Coded as well. You like this movie, Ben. This is like a fave of yours? Is this in your
It's
letterbox
great.
top 4?
I wouldn't go that far, but no one's seen it and it's so good. Like, it's just, as far as like 80s campy horror movies go, You should watch Prom Night 2. Like, with a group of friends, you're gonna have a really good time, or by yourself. It's really good. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know, people tend to have not seen it. It's very, very different from the original Prom Night,
Do you think
which
that I, as a neophyte, would need to watch Prom Night, the original, to appreciate Prom Night 2?
no.
Okay, great. Well, then
There's, like,
that's a
no
much easier entry to get.
there's no correlation other than the titles.
I love
W
that.
They might take place in the same place, but I don't even think that's true.
Well, that's fine. That's just a high school. Those are
Yeah,
all interchangeable.
correct. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't do a disco dance in Prom Night 2, which is the only reason to watch Prom Night 1.
Criminal, criminal. That should be in every film.
That's true. It should be in every film. Another one I watched for this is called Death Spa from 1988. This is like the most 80s horror movie you can watch. There are boobs everywhere.
Oh.
There are also like some homoeroticism and like buff dudes working. It takes place in a gym, not a spa. But
Mhm.
this gym has a spa, but yeah, there are beefy dudes working out a lot. And in this one, it is kind of a spoiler, but the one of the characters has been possessed by his dead twin sister, who is
Oh, okay.
now murdering people and like causing havoc. And like the death scenes are really gory, more so than you might expect from something like this. And there are a lot of weird subplots that don't need to be there, which is again 80s. But yeah, and it, it's odd because you think that the character that has been possessed is a gay man the whole time, but I guess he's just being possessed by his sister, and that's
Oh.
why he likes watching dudes work out on his screen. I don't really know. Maybe it's
Hmm.
both.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
so Death Spa, that was pretty fun. Um, And that is kind of all I have as far as this, like, sort of body swap, someone possessing another person. I don't know if you.
I wonder if you would go for maybe it's too thrillery and not horror-y enough, but I wonder if you would consider the Kate Hudson film, The Skeleton Key, because slight spoiler alert, the end, what we discover is that it's about possession in this home, and that's why everything bad that happened to Kate Hudson was happening.
Interesting. I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's a weird movie for Kate Hudson to be in, I will tell you.
Yeah, I don't like Kate Hudson
Oh,
at all. So,
maybe you would like her in a horror movie because everyone was like,
maybe
"Why is my rom-com girl in a horror movie?"
maybe. Something about her I just don't enjoy watching.
Hmm.
Um, Sorry, Kate Hudson, if you're listening.
She's got that McConaughey stink on her. It's hard to get away from that.
Yeah. Um But thrillers are totally okay. I feel
Okay.
like, most of what I talk about are turn out to be more thriller than horror. Um, One I always bring up is What Lies Beneath, and that one, Michelle Pfeiffer is being possessed by a girl who
Yeah.
has been killed. So, also more I think there's some horror moments in it for sure, but leans more thriller. But it's hard to, like you said, a lot of these have similar sort of things going on. So I feel like I'm talking about the same movies every time. So I try to find some new ones that aren't What Lies Beneath. Another thing that really stuck out to me in this episode is towards the end when Scully she's like trapped in this space and it feels very claustrophobic and like something about the lighting of this room that they're in. And there's also this creepy scene where her friend is like in a corner and it's kind of dark. He's kind of, you can't really make him out. And she sees the other dude's face,
Mm.
which is creepy, and also like the prodigy, that creepy kid. So I did want to talk about a little bit about those kind of movies where someone is trapped. I don't know if you have anything that you thought of.
In particular, I was thinking like, have I watched anything where someone has been changed to a radiator?
Yeah,
Because it's a very specific thing to. I mean, I guess it's not. It's actually a pretty common thing to see people get chained to. But then I couldn't think of any horror movies where it has happened, and maybe that's just because of my like lack of knowledge. But I was a little surprised that more wasn't coming to my mind. I do wonder if I was a little disillusioned by this writ large because I was like, Scully. you you're Clarice Starling, you can get out of this."
Yeah. No, so that's the little dead alien effect, is where you're like, "This thing happens in movies all the time. Wait, I can't find any where this happened."
Yeah,
Because people are chained to radiators a lot.
thank you. I've been chained to a radiator. I think, like, but it wasn't a horror movie.
Yeah, okay,
It was a different type of film.
got it. Um, yeah, I couldn't think of any specific ones where someone's chained to a radiator
Yeah.
either. Um, I wish I could. Maybe I can try to find more. Um,
Or maybe this is just I could even guess that this won't be the last time that Scully ends up chained to a radiator. So
you
maybe
know
just
what?
file them away, Ben, because it's just gonna keep happening.
You're probably right, honestly. Yeah. Maybe that's what we're thinking of is all the time Scully's been chained to a
It
radiator.
it was also hard to think about this episode and not think about Monday, which was the time loop episode where they're in the bank, which I think is like it's seasons away from this.
Oh, right. It is very similar to that episode.
I don't know if it's the same bank or just banks don't look that different.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is the bank episode." Then I was like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, now that you say that, I think I maybe had the 2. My brain does this thing where it just links 2 things, and it's like, these 2 things are the same thing, um, very often. So, probably that happened for me too, where I was like, "This is the same episode as that."
Yeah.
And I
Monday,
mean,
very good episode.
yeah,
Weird episode, very good.
yeah, I think that's the better of the bank episodes.
Yeah. Bring me on for that, and I'll talk all about Palm Springs and the joy of slightly horror, slightly thriller time loops. Time loops are
Okay.
so great, Ben.
Time loops are great, I agree. Okay, yeah, I'll make a note that you'll come.
7 years from now when you get to Monday.
Right, awesome. Um, one that did come to mind for this sort of idea was, Fresh from 2022. I don't know,
Mm,
did you see Fresh?
no,
In this
but
one, it's
oh, yeah.
Sebastian Stan. He is, spoiler alert, he's a killer who hits it off with this girl, and then she wakes up chained to something. It's not a radiator, but she's, like, chained to something, and he's got her captured, and it's really more intense and gratifying than the plot summation would make it
Hmm,
appear.
yes, this looks cool. I might add this to the list too. You know what this reminded me of though was The Housemaid had a little bit of being captive and not able to go anywhere. No radiator, but
Mm.
at least being held captive.
I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh. I was very surprised by how good The Housemaid was.
Okay. It's new, right? It just
Very,
came out?
very thriller into horror.
Okay. I'll have to put it on my list.
Yeah. I am not a big Sydney Sweeney fan, but I am a huge Amanda Seyfried fan, and they're really
Um,
good in it together.
got it. You know, Sydney Sweeney was really good in Immaculate.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't, but was she one of the? Because I have face blindness and can't remember any of them. Was Sweeney in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
No.
No. Okay, it was just other Sydney Sweeney like Gen
Right.
Zers.
Another one that automatically comes to mind if I think about, like, claustrophobic, trapped movies is Green Room, uh,
Okay. Wait, I
from
already have this on my watch list. Why?
2015 because it's great.
Oh wow.
It's about this punk band who are hired to play a show. They get to the venue and realize it's like a Nazi bar.
Oh shit.
So they play Nazi punks fuck off, and their plan is like play the song and then get out of there. But then they get trapped in the green room. I believe Patrick Stewart is the main Nazi.
That
Like,
well, Letterboxd says that he is the lead. So I and Patrick Stewart would accept the role of a Nazi, especially if he gets like killed.
yeah. So yeah, this one's really good. It's one that I kind of rewatch. It's one of those that I could feel like I need to get back into that universe sometimes and rewatch it.
I have
Um,
no idea what force on earth has already put this on my watch list for Letterboxd, but it was already there. on screen drafts because sometimes when something gets drafted on screen drafts, they'll talk about it and then I'll be like, I should watch this movie.
Uh, yeah, Green Room's really good. It's got a very claustrophobic feel to it because 'cause they're, like, trapped in this small room, which sounds really boring, but spoiler alert, they're not trapped in that small room for the whole movie, because that could get boring for sure. And then from last year, there was a movie called Dangerous Animals where she's like a sort of a loner surfer who's like just traveling the world and she gets trapped by this dude who likes to feed people to sharks.
Oh, oh my god.
And she is chained to a bed, but not a radiator.
A bed's a strange thing to change someone to if you feed them to sharks. It feels like there's a transportation issue there.
Well, he moves her from the bed
Oh,
to
I see, I see, I see.
somewhere else. Yeah. It's really good. And
Okay, maybe we'll cover it for Lost at September too. It sounds like a good
yeah,
ocean horror.
for sure, and, like, really just the lead is the main dude who's, like, wants to feed people to sharks is, like, really deranged, but also very hot, so
Oh, well, I mean, they go hand in hand,
they
unfortunately.
usually do, yeah.
A red flag is very attractive to me.
Well, you're gonna love this movie. It's,
I can fix him, Ben. I can fix him.
um,
Is it
I
just
don't
women he wants to feed to sharks? Because I can overlook that.
he's
No, that
maybe
was terrible.
indiscriminate? No, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
it's
well.
mostly women. He does film it
Oh,
too.
Jesus.
So I think he's got, like, a collection of VHS tapes of, like, people he's feeding to sharks.
Wow. I mean, I think it's good for men to have hobbies, but maybe
I
we
don't
should explore something else.
I feel like you're already a little too attached to this dude than you should be.
I'm gonna watch this movie and then report back to you that I found he's my new husband.
Got it. Cool. No, it's really good, Dangerous Animals, and I don't again, this is one of those things where I felt like this is like a big thing in horror but it wasn't something I could find a lot of.
Hmm. People do end up in closed quarters for a few things, but again, like, I don't know that I would say you said thrillers are okay, but I don't know that Panic Room crests the thriller into horror. I'm never actually scared for Jen. She's gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Panic Room came up when I was doing searching for stuff like this. Um, I it's hard for me to take Panic Room seriously, so I think that's one of the reasons I didn't include it.
That's you know what? Perfectly fine and valid.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if
it is like baby Kristen Stewart. It is so fun to go back and watch it and be like, "You little muffin, you're so cute."
yeah. So during the pandemic, we have friends that moved to Scotland and then another friend that moved to Wisconsin. So pretty much every Sunday we would like get together online and watch movies together. And there were usually bad movies, and Panic Room is one of the movies we watched.
Excellent.
Um, and none of us had seen it since like it came out, and we were like, "Okay, cool, Panic Room."
I truly and honestly, I think I know more about it as a reference point. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw it. It was probably college. So 20 years ago, 22, 23 years ago.
Yeah, it's you should rewatch it. You should rewatch it.
And now that I said that out loud, when did this come out? 2002. Like, yeah,
Okay,
okay. Well, then yes, I probably saw it when it came out or shortly thereafter, and I've never seen it again. I don't know.
yeah,
I'll put it on. Gavin and Louis end up talking about it a lot on the mixed reviews because I think um, Louis loves a little thriller that's something like that, and Jodie Foster's good. Kristen Stewart
mhm,
is, she's become the greatest lesbian of all time. So, don't you want to see her here?
it's true. She has. I don't know. So I like horror that feels claustrophobic.
Mm.
That's one of the things that I enjoy in horror. And I haven't talked about Skinamarink before on the show. I
Oh
don't
my
know if
gosh,
you
I
saw
Marilee
that.
and Tyler are trying to get me to watch that.
Um, I didn't enjoy it. It's very boring,
Oh,
and I did not enjoy it.
okay.
Um, I really wanted to because I like experimental horror. I want people to keep making things like Skinamarink, and I will keep watching them, but I didn't enjoy this specifically. But it does feel very it does if you, like, turn all the lights off and watch it alone, you're gonna feel that sort of claustrophobic
Mhm.
feeling, and that I enjoyed about it, but then halfway through, I was like, "Nothing's happening, and this is boring." Maybe I just needed to, like, settle into it more and not expect there to be a plot.
I wonder if maybe you would also enjoy Escape Room from 2017 or Escape Room from 2019. 2 films released 2 years apart with the same name and basically the same premise.
I have seen both of those.
They are terrible, but they
I
are
en
trapped in a room. They are trapped in a room, Beth.
They are trapped in a room. Um, yeah, that's the whole plot of those
Yeah.
movies.
2019, I did give 3 stars on Letterboxd, but 2017 was a 1 star.
2017 is the
That was the Saw one. That's where they're essentially just in saw traps.
okay, yeah. The other one I really do enjoy.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. 3 stars actually, for me, a pretty good rating on Letterboxd.
Yeah, and there was a sequel, and
Oh my
everyone hated the
god.
sequel, but I enjoyed the sequel
Oh,
too.
fun. Oh,
Um,
there sure is a sequel. Well,
yeah,
maybe that will be Escape Room Tournament of Champions.
yeah.
Maybe that's what I will take away from this.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I failed you
No, 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 no. You gave me
with that.
plenty of
Let's
other.
give
I mean, really what I should do to honor you is to watch Prom Night 2.
yes, or The Prodigy, or Dangerous Animals.
The Prodigy sounded good. Dangerous Animals, I'm gonna watch when I'm alone and have access to lotion.
Got it. Um, you should 100% watch Escape Room Tournament of Champions,
Okay,
though.
I'll put it on the list. You know what? It's going on the watch list right
Yeah,
now. I already closed the tab, but it's
yeah.
going on the watch list right now.
The escape rooms, again, to reference our sort of movie, group, we watched the escape rooms.
Oh,
I think we watched the first one more than once because someone had missed it. We were like, "We
wow.
gotta watch it again."
Yeah,
Uh,
one of them, I don't remember which, one of them we got in some sort of, like, giant package of films that we bought from iTunes, and I was just like, "Well, I'm gonna start watching all of these because it's, like, sunk cost, but why wouldn't I watch these things?" And boy, there's some, like, real weird things, but then one of the things I got was The Apartment from 1956, 1957 with Jack Lemmon, an incredible film, and it's just weird that Escape Room and The Apartment were in the same conversation.
yeah, interesting. How did the who is deciding what gets put into these?
It truly was 100 films for $100,
Interesting.
and I was like, "Let's go, girls."
And they're just random.
They were yes, random is a really good way of saying it. They were random.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
I like to take
If
a
you would
chance every once in a while.
yeah. I'm not I'm not the kind of person who would be willing to part with $100 to watch 100 random movies that I
I'm
probably won't like.
I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. I'm
What
trying.
is what's the percentage of movies you've enjoyed to not enjoy, do you think?
I don't know. Letterboxd says I've only watched 14% of the collection. That is actually very disappointing. But just to give you some more like examples of what's on here, Tomb Raider, but not Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider 2018. 2018. Moonstruck, okay, incredible. That was on there.
Okay.
They're all MGM. I guess that maybe that's the unifying
Um,
factor of all of these.
okay.
Some Like It Hot was part of this. That's worth $5 as is. So I can take a
Yeah,
couple bad ones if I get Some Like It Hot.
got it. Okay.
Hackers? Everyone should own a copy of Hackers, Ben.
That's true. That
That
is.
gay that film made bisexual people.
That's yeah. It did invent bisexuals, so it's got that going for it. It's also got the main villain in Hackers, I always think is Brad Dourif.
Oh, yes, it's not.
It's not, it's a different
It's
person.
Fisher Stevens.
Yeah. But,
Fisher
like, again, in my
Stevens.
brain, they're the same person.
Oh, and they're both, like, greasy scumbags, and they're incredible.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they were that in a lot of '90s movies, which is when my
Yes.
brain was, like, developing,
Yes.
so that makes some sense. Okay, so are there any other sort of themes, ideas, movies that stood out or that made you think of while you were watching this episode?
I think the only other thing that I would offer this is just because during the original standoff, the bank robber is wearing, like, a pretty well-designed mask. I think you could talk about some, like, masked killers. I think you could throw all of Scream into this as a recommendation.
Okay.
Um, it's a cool mask. I'm looking at it again from the IMDb. It's just, like, it looks really nice. I mean, it looks scary.
Yeah, let me
It's
oh, it is a cool
skull-like.
mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's,
But then it's not very long, but because
right.
obviously the body swap happens and we don't get the mask anymore. But for a little while, I was like, "Oh, cool, masked killers," but it's very short.
It would've been cool if he put on the mask after
Yeah,
they switched.
when Jack is housing his soul, he could have put back on his, like, quasi Jason mask, but different enough
Yeah,
not to be sued.
right. It looks a lot like there are a couple slasher movies called Chrome Face that are not very good,
Oh,
but it looks like the mask that he wears.
incredible.
But yeah, Jason has a good it looks like the mask from Jason in Space, which I think is Jason X.
Haven't gotten there. Haven't
Yeah,
yeah, one day
well,
maybe.
yeah, something to look forward to.
I do like when people go to space. I loved when Mario went to space. So if it's anywhere as good as when Mario went to space, then I'm sold.
I don't know about Mario going to space, except for the games and
Yeah,
Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy. And the
Oh,
new film called Mario Galaxy.
oh, I haven't seen that.
Well, it's a horror, Ben. No, it's really not.
Oh, got it, got it, got
It's
it,
a movie for babies, but it was kind of good.
got it. Um, yeah, Mask Killers, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like a good mask killer.
You said that really fast at first, and I just heard mascular, and I was like, "Hmm, mascular." Be a good, like, YouTuber name.
Yeah,
Yo guys, it's Mascular. Like and subscribe. I don't know what YouTubers do. I don't know why I started this bit.
that's what they do,
Okay,
exactly.
great. I can't get into YouTube. It's not my world.
Oh, yeah, anything I watch on YouTube, they don't do that typical
Okay.
YouTube thing
Yeah.
because it's annoying. Alright, I guess that's all the movies.
That's all the movies. We did it. We've
We
made
did it.
recommendations based on this episode of the X-Files, Lazarus, where someone I guess comes back. But that's the other thing we didn't talk about. Like Lazarus, famous dude who came back from the dead. And like I guess the killer or the bank robber kind of comes back from the dead, but like it's a
Yeah,
stretch.
it's really not a very apt title,
No.
because it implies that someone
Like,
came back from the dead as
came
themselves.
yeah, came like, Lazarus was not, like, a different dude. He was
Right.
Lazarus.
Yeah,
He had rags and everything.
yeah. Wasn't he in a tomb?
I think they're all in tombs. A lot of people who died and came back were in tombs. I
Yeah,
listen, I read the Bible in college. I can't I know less about that than I know about, like, Panic Room.
got it. There are a lot of tombs, more
Yeah, a
tombs
lot of
than
tombs. A lot of
than
tombs.
you would. So, okay, yeah, Lazarus is not a great title for this episode. Um, it sounds cool, but it's
Does
not.
sound cool. It is a cool name. I'll give Christianity that. Some cool
Yeah.
names in the Bible.
So, yeah, that's all the movies. David, thank you
Ben,
so much for being here.
what a joy. I hope it's not my last time. I hope I come back for a season 2 or 3 episode.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we have one already that you're coming back for.
Oh, excellent. I
The
don't
other
even know
bank
this, but I'm excited.
yeah, any bank episode, I'm now gonna force you to come
Oh,
on.
well, fuck yeah. Oh, bring me yeah, I'm your money guy. Bring me back for any bank episode.
Yes. I don't know how many there are, but we'll see.
I think there's 2. There's this one
Well,
on Monday, but I'm here for both of them.
cool. Perfect. Um, tell us where we can find you. I didn't
Yeah,
mention that you are part of the Glitterjaw Collective as well. So tell us about the shows you do and
yeah.
where to find you.
Yeah, if folks want to find me directly, I'm available everywhere as Dmuma. That's Dmuma. And then I've mentioned it a few times, but I'm a co-host on the podcast Fear Coded with my friends Marilee and Tyler, where we talk about horror media really more than films. We do TV, we do video games, we do novels. We've done a comic book that I received a ton of DMs for once because I didn't know anything about the Joker and people felt the need to tell me about the Joker. And I was very appreciative to learn more about the Joker. And that's called Fear Coded. You can get it wherever you get podcasts. With my friend Derek, I talk about high concept and experimental episodes of television. We could do the time loop episode Monday because that is a high concept episode of television on the podcast Gimmicks. Lonesome, I talk about moms in media on a podcast called Are You My Mother? We could cover Scully. She's a mom. She's,
Mhm.
has an alien baby. It's cool. And then last but not least, I have been invited to be the co-host of the Super Mario Moment podcast, where we are talking about all things Mario in bite-sized chunks as we slowly go through our favorite plumber's journey through video games, film, television.
Nice. And my name is Ben again, and you can find me online at Little Dead Aliens on Blue Sky and Instagram. Check out glitterjaw.com to see more shows from cool people. And definitely check out Fair Coded. If you're listening to this, you're probably a fan of horror and they talk about horror. So you'll
Yeah,
probably enjoy
we
it.
do. And I am scared a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Very scared.
So scared. Okay. Well, thank you again. And everybody have a great day. If you die, don't let your body get swapped or taken
Yeah.
over by a serial killer.
No, especially if he feeds people to sharks.
Yeah. I would watch that movie though.
I would put them together. Body
Yeah.
swap plus shark feeding.
Yes.
Take
I
notes,
think,
Hollywood.
yeah. If you're listening to Hollywood, take notes. All right. Bye.
Bye.